Alrighty, so hello everyone. My name is Alex, and I'll be giving today's presentation for the Global Aggie Welcome Bag. So whether if you're a brand new Aggie coming to New Mexico State for the first time, or you just took the summer off, this presentation is meant for everyone. I'm talking about what kind of resources and the skills and any sort of thing that can get you and be well equipped to do your academic um, journey. This is a brief overview of what I'll be going over. So I'll be doing a quick introduction about myself, followed by a little quick tips getting started. Then we're moving on to academic resources, student success resources, focusing on advising, the health and wellness resources, technical support, then we'll follow up with any questions. So this is me. My name is Alexander Quinault formally, but you could just call me Alex. I am a student program coordinator here at NMSU Global Campus. I am a program coordinator specifically with the academic advising team. I've been with New Mexico State since March of this year. And more than likely for every one of you guys that have registered for this presentation, I have touched your profile at some point, either getting you associated to a specific advisor, you might have emailed me, or some sort of communication. So for those that haven't talked to me before, hello. So for some quick tips for getting started, the first area I want to look over is my NMSU. My NMSU is your online portal that's going to be a one-stop shop for accessing everything within New Mexico State Global. There's different areas that we'll focus on more in detail in the coming slides, but this is a brief display section of like what you could do. So you could go and navigate for any advising appointments, which I'll talk to a little bit later. You can access your email if you don't want to have it on an application like on your iPhone through Outlook. You can access the web versions of Microsoft 365. Handshake for any career based on like job opportunities, internships. Bookstore if you want to get anything like NMSU, like shirts, sweatshirts, or even purchasing the books for the upcoming semesters. Aggie Dollars for your scholarship opportunity money. So if you don't get enough from Pell Grants, please definitely look into Aggie Dollars and actually put in your information, tell your story, and get the opportunity to receive more scholarship funds. That way, there's less of a financial burden on you. And there's more additional campus resources, and there will be links for technical support from there. For software, the biggest one that you guys will have access to for free is going to be Microsoft 365. The names with Microsoft 365 in the past has been with Microsoft Office Suite, Office 365, but it's all the same product. What this will give you access to is with logging in with your NMSU email, you'll have access to Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Teams, OneNote. This will be extremely crucial for your academic success. You can log in with your personal devices, with your tablets, even on your phones, to be able to work on the go if need be. Microsoft Word, fantastic application. It'll get you not just sorted for writing papers here on your academic career, but it's definitely useful in learning how to utilize these applications on the corporate side. Excel, if you're going to be like a marketing major focusing on businesses, understand it, be able to use it effectively. Once you have an idea how to use it, it's a godsend to do any quick calculations. PowerPoint for presentations, Teams for any collaborative communications. You could easily just share documents on the go. People could use the web versions or desktop versions of those shared documents, and you guys could collaborate in a classroom at the same time. And then OneNote. OneNote is a fantastic application. I've used it personally. If anyone here knows how to use or pays for like Evernote or any other note-taking application, you don't need to. This is a included item to Microsoft 365, and OneNote will allow you to take notes however you want, take screenshots, modify the images, and just organize it however you want. And the kicker for all this is that This is part of the cloud, so this will be synced to all your devices. And this is done through Microsoft OneDrive. The next software I'll focus on is Zoom. Zoom, you guys have access to it when you log in through your student accounts. You get a little bit more um, features in a sense than the standard workplace Zoom accounts, and it will make it easier if you guys have any group projects to be able to effectively collaborate and just overall like talk and present stuff what's on the desktop and be able to effectively do group projects. That's at least that's one use case. For the information resources, I have the links on here, but these are common questions I normally get through our inboxes for our advising. So the very first one I have is the NMSU catalogs. So if you want to see anything that's with the regulations, policies with the NMSU, as well as any additional academic requirements, understanding like what classes you need to take in the future, you can kind of plan things out ahead of time so you have a better understanding what courses are required. And you can even see simple things for like the new students, like what's the highest math that I need to accomplish? It's all going to be listed there. That's going to be your guide for graduation. NMSU student records, another fantastic tool that a lot of people will utilize, whether you need to submit forms or any sort of transcript related transaction. You could do it there. For military dependents, if your parents pass on the GI Bill to you, in this case, you might have run into an issue where to extend your identity card for the military, you need to show proof of enrollment. You'll do this through NMSU student records. And there is a link there under current students that allows you to do the verification of enrollment. That way you could present that form to like a DEER's office. And lastly, the academic calendar. This is where you can see your most important dates. What's the first day of class? What's the last day you could do a withdrawal without yourself having to pay back the tuition? What's the last day you could get? Not last day, but when's like your midterms? When's the finals? When does mini semester 2 start? All that will be there. Now we're moving on to your academic resources. The very first one is the online library. This is a fantastic tool. I feel like for the online students, the online library is slightly underutilized. Definitely take advantage, especially writing your papers. You'll log in with your NMSU email, and then you'll suddenly have access to thousands of academic journals, ebooks, and databases. And these are the same ones that if you were to Google it, it will tell you to pay for it or do some sort of monetary transaction to view these articles. If you do it through the library, it's free, and it will send you directly to what you're looking for. And if you need any assistance of like how to do these researches, please get with the librarians. They have a contact us page within the NMSU library. And from there, you could chat with them live. You can send them an email, give them a quick phone call. Anything that makes your research needs easy. Next area is the campus tutoring services. So for the on-campus, for the NMSU, well, campus, you have access to the actual tutoring services that's offered, and sorry, and it's offered Monday through Friday as well as Sundays, from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Thursday. Fridays from 10 to 5 p.m. And then on Sundays, they have some shortened hours as well. I don't know that on top of my head, but this is a great way to get tutoring services, and it's all offered through Zoom. You just go in there, schedule an appointment. That way, if you need help with your math classes or any other sort of courses, it could easily just be done there. You could get the questions you need, get the expertise you need. Now, since not everyone is located in the state of New Mexico, or sometimes you might have other job obligations, there is tutoring services offered outside those standard hours. And those standard hours is from believe starts at around noon. It goes to 10 p.m. utilizing Brandfuse. Brandfuse is provided by the state of New Mexico, specifically with the state of New Mexico Library Services. And this is a supplemental online resource that's available for you guys for free. We have the Office of Experimental Learning next. That one you'll go to for any study abroad and internships or community engagements. And then lastly, we have the NMSU Writing Center. The Writing Center is also similar to the tutoring service, except you get one-on-one tutoring. It's all on Zoom. It's appointment only, so I do have a link that's on the slide there. And you can do it one of two ways. You could do asynchronous or asynchronous, and it really just comes down to where you're at in the writing process. So for synchronous, great option. If you're just starting out your paper and you're just trying to understand an idea where to go, what kind of idea do you want to expand out to actually formally write onto your academic paper. For your asynchronous tutoring, it's more so you've already completed a draft and you want to start getting feedback. That way you can submit it ahead of time for the tutor to properly take the time, write their notes, and give their recommendations for the feedback of the day your schedule look like. For your student success resources, starting out, the disability access services. So this is not limited to anyone. If you have any assistance, like you need some sign language interpreted for online learning, if for some reason there's no closed captioning available on their videos, you need some specific equipment loaned to you, or you need e-readers or something, please get with the disability access services, and they will assist you as much as possible to provide those combinations. Then we have the ECMC Project Success. The biggest thing out of them is you can get free financial literacy through their office. And if you are a student that has trouble or just starting out and understanding how to control your finances, please utilize our resources. Then we have Handshake. If you want to connect to any employer for internship or an actual career, that's the official way to communicate with employers through NMSU. Then we have Student Lingo. It's access through Canvas, but it's free on-demand workshops. The workshops can relate for many things. It could also be financial readiness to just learning how to write and do any research strategies. And lastly, we have the Student Success Center. The Student Success Center is on campus, but they do provide workshops and they present them at the same time on Zoom. And these workshops can be all sorts of projects, and they could be focused on like writing strategies, resume writing, all sorts of things. I'll post these links shortly once we get to the questions. That way you guys have access to these services. Next area I'm focusing on is on advising. For advising, the very first area I'm going to cover is our academic advising team. So they're going to be their essential success for your course selection, your degree planning. If you're interested in switching majors, please, this will be where you'll discuss. You get with your academic advisor, you make an appointment, discuss your interests, and we'll see how many credits can transfer over to the new program. That way you can make a proper, educated decision before making a commitment. Next is financial advisors. If you have any financial aid questions, if you want to help getting any budgets created or any other financial question like FAFSA, please contact the financial advisors. Career services coordinators. If you need any help exploring any career options, like, hey, I wanted to see if I could explore this internship opportunities or something like, hey, I'm a criminal justice major and I'm interested on some internships with the police, whether if it's in or out of state, then they'll link you up with a with a recruiter. In this case, it will be Tulsa Police Department. Student success mentors, if you just need that personal touch, like have someone to talk to, being able to like just work through your own problem. Like you just don't know where to start. So our student success mentors is a fantastic place to start out with. And then with all of these, you can always schedule the appointment through Navigate. Next is the health and wellness resources. So as a global student, you guys all have access to Timely Care. Timely Care is designed to provide your like remote health care needs to you guys within the United States. So 24/7, you could do it through the website, you could do it through the app. And if you're getting sick, for example, just call them, tell them your symptoms, they'll set you up. And if the need needs to arise that you need to go to urgent care, they'll let you know. But other times, if it's just something that, like, hey, yeah, we could prescribe those, like some cold medicine for you, then they'll do that through the phone and they'll send it to the nearest pharmacy for you to pick up. And when you go to the pharmacy, if you don't have other insurance or anything that brings their costs down, Timely Care does offer these pharmacy cards that help reduce the cost of the prescriptions. But you have to inquire that through Timely Care. Other services that's offered by Timely Care that's very vital is mental health counseling. The academic journey can be difficult at times. You might have some of those classes where you feel like you're just drowning and need help. You just need to talk to someone, or you have something that's going on in your personal life that's affecting your work on the school side. Please just feel free to contact them. And you could easily just schedule them and get the professional counseling that you need. And if you want it to become like an ongoing counseling, you can. You could do that, and they'll schedule you up to 45-minute sessions. And remember, this is all free. For your technical support, for all things, please go to NMSU ICT Help Desk. I have their phone number, email, and their Zoom availability links posted on the slide. If you go to their website, it does contain their help desk troubleshooting guides, and most of them does answer quite a bit of questions that people tend to have. But other cases, you might have an issue that legitimately needs an help desk technician to actually call in, see your desktop, and try to see if they can navigate to see what's actually the problem. That way they could resolve it. In other cases, you might have issues with Canvas. With Canvas, it gets a little bit different. You can either check the Canvas actual like resources and guides and learn how to use Canvas. Don't know why the slide got cut there. And the other side of it is there's also a direct link for the ICT help desk as well, if you need assistance. That way they can help you out and resolve whatever issues that's going on. And with that, I will open up for questions, and let me change the settings. That way you guys can actually unmute yourselves. I can also answer questions through the chat. All right. All right, you guys should be able to unmute yourselves now. How do we opt out of Follett? Sorry, can you explain what Follett is for me?
I think I can actually help with this one.
Okay.
So Follett is the campus bookstore.
Oh, okay.
And I know that for DACC, they were automatically enrolling students in textbooks. And the price at Follett is actually over the publisher price, because they have like their convenience fee on top of it. So what you have to do is you have to call the campus bookstore to opt out. and they'll take care of it for you, but it takes like a week or so, if I recall.
Thanks for that, by the way.
No problem.
Are you talking about through you forgot your info through like FAFSA or through like logging in your NMSU account?
More like my FAFSA account.
For FAFSA, that's interesting. I haven't done that in a while. Normally that's going to be with the Department of Education, but let me see real quick. Like you forgot your username or just like your password?
More like both.
Okay, yeah. When you go to the studentaid.gov, you have like two methods to be able to like remember your password and your username. But if you do like you forget your password, if you have like an authenticator app, you could do that secure code. If you last time if you done it through like your like you secured it with your like mobile phone, you can get a text message to you. Um, if you still have access to that original email address, you could do it that way. So you have multiple avenues to get your username. And then once you figure out your username, you just do a reset password. With the check resource, it should be accessed through Canvas. This is a resource, so it's going to be implemented more likely slowly throughout the fall semester. Not sure if this is something that the professors have to enable, but it's accessed through Canvas. Oh, yeah, it should be on the navigation bar on the side. See, when you scroll down, for FAFSA, where can you find the financial aid? Oh, sorry, it scrolled away from me. Loan grants, funds, etc. via my NMSU. I tried it to find it. Thank you. When you go to my NMSU, it should be under the student tab, if I remember correctly. Um, it's going to be around the area where you accepted your financial aid awards for the semester. Say, for a student ID, if you're talking about like a physical ID, you can always go to, you could, there's two ways you could do it. It's, if you want a physical ID, it's going to be through the campus. I'm not 100% sure if they ship out a physical ID. They might with a fee, but another way you can get a student ID is, through the student ID services. They have an EID that you could do. You could download it on your phone. That way it comes up like on an Apple Watch or the Wallet app. And it has NFC capabilities. So for those that actually have this and go to the main campus, they can still use it to get in like certain locked facilities if they have permissions to. Are all textbooks provided? Um, it depends on the class. Some classes will provide them through some ebook that's incorporated. Other ones would require payment, separate payment that you'll do on your own, either purchasing it through the NMSU bookstore, or other cases, it'll be some like ebook that you have to purchase from like Pearson's website. As an example, not saying Pearson as the sole source. Will this recording be available for viewing? Yes. Not exactly sure, but in the next couple weeks, maybe. We will have to coordinate this with marketing. Yes, we can access the slides from the call. We will be posting them online to the NMSU Global Campus YouTube page. Also, thank you, Brenda, for answering these questions. I'm trying to keep up. Make for course has only link to buy book, but my aid is still not shown on account who, so I need to talk to fix this. More likely financial aid to your financial aid advisor. That way they can see if there's anything going on, like there's a delay of FAFSA or scholarships. Okay, any more questions? Yeah, of course, you're welcome. We should at least try to give out the information as much as we can, especially when sometimes there's some confusion of what's only offered for the on-campus in-person students versus what's actually offered for the global side. And we've had plenty of instances where some people are unaware, like, oh, I had needed help with my math class like a few weeks ago, and now I have a not so good grade. So, but no one was able to tell them that there was tutoring available for global students, that you could just either do it through Zoom, through the campus tutoring services, or Brainfuse if they're outside the normal daylight hours. Yeah, it was just one of those, like, it got to a point that like a lot of questions kind of became consistent, and I think I just started slowly realizing like there's a gap of knowledge for our incoming global students or even current global students. That way they could just become more familiarized with what resources they have to them. Brandon posted in the chat, but the next slide does have our email. Feel free to email us with any questions from the seminar through globaladvising.nmsu. Sorry, the email address is globaladvising@nmsu.edu, but but you can always follow Global Campus through the social media pages as well, through Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Alrighty, well, if I have no more questions, that would conclude this presentation. Thank you, everyone.